Welcome in. Now on to part 7 of our hardcore Scarlet Hollow playthrough. Now we're just waiting on Kanika. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Neon to the mayor for like the entire time I've known him. Never got to introduce someone to the mayor before. It'll be worth it. Trust us. All right, shall we? He's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from the little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen who spoke to you following your encounter in the woods on Monday. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach. His doggy eyes shine with a curious intensity. What have you got? You've got something wet and nutty. Boiled peanuts. Offer him a campaign contribution. You hold out your slightly rancid bag of boiled peanuts. The mayor's nose twitches eagerly as the strong odor, and then he's on them in a flash, ripping through the plastic and devouring the soft-shelled legumes. Oh man, he is a wow. Drop it, sir, drop it. His security detail tries to tear him away, but it's too late. The peanuts are already eaten. Thank you for your generous campaign donation. Oh hey, you finally got rid of those things. You better hope those nuts settle well if the mayor gets a tummy ache or gets any tummy trouble after eating your disgusting pocket peanuts. There'll be hell to pay. Why, I never. Now you see what I mean? Not so much as begging before he dove right for the snacks. I've smelled those peanuts on you since day one, and you never saw me so much as become such an animal over them. Good morning, citizen. I don't believe we've met. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. Shake his paw. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You take his little paw in your hand, but the burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking. Only head pats and ear scratches are allowed. I must apologize for my security detail. He has my best interests at heart, but he can be a little gruff at times. Hey, aren't you Deputy Franklin? Not when I'm off duty. The mayor scoffs. Off duty, the services you render for me are more important than your police work. Mr. Mayor, there's something very serious going on in town, and we need your help. Murmur stirs in the crowd behind you as you relay the danger to the mayor. Of course, the pet disappearances. I've been made aware of the situation. But what do you expect me to do about it? It's autumn. That's tourist season in Scarlet Hollow. I can't turn away the lifeblood of this town, not with the mine faltering the way it is. There was a mine collapse last night. We don't need any more news of disaster coming out of Scarlet Hollow. Do you understand? You're very well spoken. I can see how you got elected. It's not just fancy words that get you elected, human. It's hard work, dedication, and that unspoken charisma that carries a true leader to victory. Scraps and Daisy put up a good fight, but I just had something they lacked. The humans knew it. The dogs knew it. Well, most of the dogs. There are still a few hearts I never won. His gaze falls briefly on Gretchen, who huffily turns away. I've just heard about enough from you, Jimmy. Look at you, putting on a show in front of your adoring fans, while the dogs of this town are snatched up by monsters in the woods, hoping the humans will clean it all up for you. When are you finally going to do something meaningful for the hairier citizens of Scarlet Hollow? Now, Miss Gretchen, there's no need Scraps never would have let these things prowl the woods for so long. And yet you sit back waiting for the humans to notice and letting more innocent dogs suffer. You know, I almost lost my life to those things the other night, and my goodness, haven't you heard about poor Duke? Now, Gretchen, a lot of those were old dogs. It's fair to assume they simply went to the big farm upstate. Don't you dare talk to me about old dogs. She's got a good point, Mr. Mayor. You're damn right, I do. Scraps would have been out in the woods at the first sign of trouble, tearing out the throats of any creature who dared threaten the dogs of Scarlet Hollow. Yet here he is, posing for little rectangles like nothing is wrong in this town. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl. You're gonna pull a muscle. Mr. Franklin, I think now's a good time to dispose of this riffraff. Miss Richmond, I'm going to have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Neon, you got to fill me in on their feud later. I've always been curious about why Gretchen gets so fussy near Mayor Jimmy. Stella walks off, still struggling to hold Gretchen as she shouts insults back at Jimmy. Ingrate, ne'er-do-well, you dog! Kanika is quick to follow. Oh, well, apparently I'm done here. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Mystical. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Neon? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt. I'm sure she's in a better place now. Janie mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. You mentioned Pearl Ann being in a better place earlier. I doubt it's a better place. It sounds like she was awful. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't that bad. Most people are good deep down inside. It's best not to speak ill of the dead. Why, it's the best time. They can't talk back. I'm sorry. That was a joke. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Of course. And if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. Sounds lovely. Thank you. I don't have to be rude, even though I particularly don't like this guy. Really? That's great. Sorry, I just don't usually get positive responses when I ask for folks to come to the church. Any time that works for you, just swing by. I'm sure I'll be around. It was lovely to meet you, and you have a blessed day, Neon. He makes my skin crawl. I mean, even the way he's drawn makes my skin crawl. The pastor leaves you and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Well, obviously go after them. You find them already talking to Oscar deeper into the library. Are you sure we can't just get it over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Yeah, there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not going to waste it just because I'm impatient. Y'all are going to be the death of me. And you're sure there's nothing we can do for Rosalina right now? I don't think so. She's been locked up in the back room all day. Hasn't been very interested in talking to anyone. I think the best we can do is stick to the plan. Ghostbust the house clean and give her a real bed to sleep in tonight. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. This is a pretty serious ghost. Infestation? Is that what you call something like this? I believe it's called a haunting, but ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Anyway, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need, so we should be set on preparations. The only thing you'll need to bring is an open mind. We have the power of friendship on our side. Don't worry, Oscar. We'll fix this. Heck yeah, we will. Yeah, whatever it is, we'll get to the bottom of it tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's? Absolutely. Come on, Neon. Time to go bother our friend. I almost said our other friend. I'm going to go get back to it. See you all tonight. Time to go. Talk to animals. So about the mayor. Right. Is he going to help us? What was he like? He's corrupt. The dog cares more about tourist money than protecting the town. Does Scarlet Hollow even get tourists? Chanika laughs. We get a few. Who all come to see the mayor? The plot thickens. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets. Oh, I hate that. The checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. Y'all are right. His vibes are bad. Glad you feel the same way. There's just something about the way he's smiling. It's so creepy. The man was grinning through all of my dad's... Oh, God. All of the dad's funeral? I'll never forget that. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. I wonder if the pastor's cursed. I felt something odd when he came up to me, and the way everyone dislikes him seems excessive, unnaturally excessive. I know this is weird coming from me, but not everything in town has to be spooky for supernatural reasons. Well, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be playing this game. Sometimes people just give off bad vibes. Agreed. We're allowed to dislike him even though he hasn't done anything wrong that we know of. Should we invite... Ooh. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Please don't. Oh my God, yes. Can you imagine how much fun that would be if she actually shows? Stella, come on. I know you think we have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She isn't even nice to you. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. No. Okay. No, I'm going to try and invite her. But I'm going to be honest about it. I'm inviting her. Kanika sighs as you shoot your cousin a text and invite her to the evening's ghost hunt. All right, you invited her. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Oh, don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, we'll have another opportunity to forge a bond of friendship between the two of you. What about inviting Avery? Oh, huh. Sure, I guess. The more the merrier, right? Maybe there'll be an extra voice of reason. We won't be much help to Oscar if we start jumping at our own shadows. Cool. I'll text him on the way over to Reese's. Head to Reese's. I figure, trying to get as many people in on this as possible is for best. The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. Maybe we'll get some pieces. I'm sorry. I've been wanting to make that joke. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later. The sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Hey. Reese. Oh my god, dude. It's been ages. You must be Neon, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I get all the Neon updates. My goodness gracious, there's something that smells terribly off about that boy. Get away from my Stella, you fiend. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip. Wait a minute, I just saw... Look at those thumbnails, damn! Reese straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and you brought the dog. Great. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. The dog stays outside. But it's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I always have some of those easy-chewed dog jerky stashed away. The gall, the gumption. This is a violation of my rights. But we go everywhere together. Do you want to come in or not? Kanika nervously tugs Stella away from her, towards her van. You keep her safe from that monster, Neon, you hear? You don't let a feather of harm fall on my darling Stella. Well, what about you, Neon? Are you coming in? Yeah, sure. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. A real estate showing, not a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. Always makes me think of like DeForest Kelly in female garb. Like Bones, her demeanor and everything is Dr. Kelly. Which, I mean, okay, DeForest Kelly, Dr. Kelly. Maybe it's intentional. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of my kitchen. I don't care what you get up to. Cool, we'll just head downstairs. You won't even know we're here. Yeah, you will. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined in the studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from the piles in the corner of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. I mean, it's cool art. I'm sorry. It almost looks like Wayne. We got ditchling looking things. That's interesting. Oh, biting your own hand. Didn't like that one, apparently. This one's actually kind of interesting. Hands up in the rib cage. It's almost like a blend of ecstasy and pain. And then, I mean, those just look like ditchlings. Something, that's almost like something looking in from the window. And then these things watching you over you as you sleep. I don't know, it's kind of cool, but also kind of cool. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Your mom really looks out for you. That's one way to look at it, I guess. It's possible she's gotten a bit of an edge lately. I think my condition has been stressing her out a lot. It used to be something she thought she could fix, but I think she's kind of accepted that it's just something we have to manage. But even if she's a little harsh, she means well. It's like you said, she's just looking out for me. I'm already flirting with Stella. I guess Kanika has a point, though. She is a little controlling. Did you know she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me. But I was probably asleep, that's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows how I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. I don't know, my body's pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have control over what I eat, so... okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up. So she has to regulate my food. So has Stella told you everything that's happened in the last couple of days? Every detail. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure I can't just sneak out one of these nights? You can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to... There's nothing to apologize for. I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die has already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they look like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. Yeah. Doughboy looking faces. Pulls a sketch boy. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everyone. Or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. She's still terrible. You guys never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I haven't seen it. I'll pass. Thanks. What do you think's going on with Wayne? Who? You know, the guy that's been following Neon and around all ominous? Oh yeah, the slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look for all our sakes. I'm going to leave it at that. This boy has enough doom and gloom on his mind without me saying, hey, do you think everything's doomed? That's quite a movie collection you got. Got any recommendations? Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shino-Chi, Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently, and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Damn, I would usually be down for that, but we gotta head over to Oscar's after this. We promised we'd ghostbust his place. Apparently he's been dealing with a bad haunting. And I feel we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. I'll take a rain check on the movie, though. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night. Same goes for Neon. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. So you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is tiny, K through 12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. I actually grew up in one myself, early on. Up in Bonner, Montana, K through 12. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends our own age. Tabitha. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and we're stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Tabitha. Now that we're free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I can name. Tabitha. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you, the way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here. To be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. I don't want to talk about a situation. Let's see what they say. Or not. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. I guess that's it for catching up. Make sure y'all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs. Sure thing, Doc. I'm allergic to soap and can't wash my hands. You can be allergic to some soaps, but I think this lady probably is using like the most hyperallergenic, pure soap imaginable. Yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark, cold. You felt this before. In the dusty tunnel you so narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum, like a muted scream heard through the layers of rock, trying to draw you towards it. You feel lightheaded. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Something wants you to find it. I don't think I have a choice of not opening the door. Mystical, snap yourself out of it. Anything else? So we go with the one different. Mystical, snap yourself out of it. You do your best to snap yourself out of it, turning into the bathroom and dutifully washing your hands before joining your companions at the table. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, from a jar. I worked too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. No. We're just going to go with small talk. This woman's already on edge enough. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Come on, let's lighten the mood a bit. Noisy and messy, like all kids. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. So like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh God, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in the media and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keep me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. How well do you know Tabitha? Not very. I'd know her a lot better if your family didn't seem to be afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been in my office. No wonder everybody but that old Edwardine died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to doctor visits. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like when it reminded me of wow, I can't talk. It reminded me of what it used to be like when those two would come over, hungry teenagers eating me out of house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through. Honestly, it was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about a dead body. The danger. No. You remain silent, picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. Hey, there is nothing wrong with store-bought spaghetti. I'm going to be real honest. You fry up some hamburger, ground pork, ground chicken, ground lamb, even if you want, or I've also, you can do tofu. There's other alternatives too. Basically anything that would simulate a ground protein. You fry that up, get a good crisp on it, brown it. You take a store-bought jar of pasta sauce. You throw in a little bit of tomato paste and tomato sauce, the little can, and then the big can of tomato. So the little can of tomato paste, the big can of tomato sauce, or actually my preferred is actually stewed tomatoes, juice and all. Yeah, don't do the sauce, do the stewed tomatoes. And if you can, get a either Mexican or Italian style. Mexican adds a little bit of a different kick to it. Italian style just has a traditional flavor to it. And then right before serving, you take your Italian seasoning and you dump some on top, stir it in, and then serve. And unlike most people, I'm a big fan of keeping the noodles bare. You slap those on the plate and then you pour sauce over it. I'm not one of those that stirred the noodles into the sauce unless I cook the noodles in the sauce, which you can do, and it actually works pretty well. Just saying. Just because it's store-bought doesn't mean you can't make it good. And I always use Prego. Not sponsored, but Prego is one of my favorites. So we were talking about watching a movie sometime this week while Neon is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sakes. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain, wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it. I knew this would be too much. He even had plain noodles on his plate. Everyone get out of my house, please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs the friends the most. No. Now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. See, she's sounding like angry, but the way she's drawn is almost worried. That's not an angry face. That's a worried face. Yeah, her body language, I don't know. I mean, I think with the worried face and my character being mystical, I am going to go with, sorry, we'll get it out of your way. We'll get out of your way. Good. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of the lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. The door to the clinic felt like it had the same pull on me as the carving in the mines. Do you think something's back there? Another one of those carvings is somewhere in there. I'm certain of it. Okay, that'd be really weird. If we find it, do you think you'd get another vision? I'm just spitballing here, but I wonder if what the carving showed you last night is related to the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Neon got. Do you think Reese might have a supernatural affliction? Like related to what you felt in there? If he did, why wouldn't Dr. Kelly have it? It makes more sense if he just has a genetic condition, assuming there isn't any foul play. Well, okay, one, he grew up in the house versus I'm assuming Dr. Kelly didn't grow up in the house. Supernatural stuff, if it's real, has a higher effect on children than it does on adults. You know, he fed it power by playing with it, so to speak. So I think he could have a supernatural affliction. I mean, that's kind of the rules of this world too. Foul play. The whole thing just fishy. After tonight, I feel like my fear of Dr. Kelly is a lot more justified than I thought. She's just overprotective. I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Look, I'm just saying maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. And this is where I'm going to leave this one right before we go ghost busting or haunt hunting.